Good evening, everyone. This is Rodney with the Triton Wave Market Outlook for Monday, September 24th, 2012. Let's take a look at the market and see what happened over the weekend on Friday. Actually, Friday's close was, let me just get rid of this here. Friday's close was just like sideways. It dumped into the end of the day. There was a lot of rebalancing, billions of dollars worth of stocks with rebalancing. New stocks coming into the S&P 500. And I think there was one change out in the Dow. The Dow was down 170. I mean, the S&P was down 175 after being up 8 or 9 points overnight and during the daytime. So also, let me see here. The Vold actually finished down on the day below zero. It started heading down about 2:45 Central Time. So nothing has really changed. Now that we have rebalancing out of the way and we have quadruple riching/witching out of the way, I think this is ready to resume to the downside. Let's take a look at the Aussie yen. The Aussie yen, as I've said in the past, this first blue candle was Bernanke, this one was ECB with Mario Drago, and this candle was the Japanese yen, and I think $1 trillion went into their banking system. This reversed instead of moving up, which was normally would be expected, and we're already taking out the ECB announcement. So it looks like the Aussie yen risk off is starting to head down again. We can look at this a little bit closer. On the 15-minute, here's where it ended on Friday, and it's just kind of like dribbling sideways to down. In terms of the ES, this is what it looks like over here. These great announcements, and then sideways 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is day number 7. So it's not going to last much longer. I fully expect this to start grinding to the downside. If not grinding, then dropping fast. There's no changes that I see on all these stock plays. I think Goldman Sachs, part of the banking system, is going down. Actually, I did want to take a look at. There was one major thing that I wanted to look at, which is the daily on the transportation, and that did yet another 50 points on the downside. So in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days, it went from 52.12 to 49.05. That is 307 points. The monumental drop. Now it could snap back like it has in the past over here. But let's just draw this out a little bit and see what the waves look like. In the past, when it snapped back up, these waves were a little bit higher. So these are actually this last peak here on September 14th was a higher high, and these peaks were lower highs. So this may come back. The transportation may come back a little bit, but they are not confirming what's going on with the ES. Let me see. Let me just draw this out really quickly here. Okay, so comparative charts. You can see that the transports are going sideways to down. The Dow is moving up. The Aussie yen sideways to down. So the call for the market to continue moving down is still in place. Nothing has changed. Amazon has been steadily moving up. It took a little bit of a hit on Friday. It looks like some of these waves are a little bit toppy. They still actually look good on the daily, and they look good on the 21-minute. But I don't, and I did have a, let me see. I had a target of 268 on that. It reached 264, so that might just, and T1 on the daily is already turning down here, so that actually may have reached its top. So look at that carefully. I wouldn't buy it in here anyway. I think it has to, in order for this to be a buy, it would have to come down to it would have to let off some of the steam all the way from 183 to 257. So actually I wanted to look at the 21 here. So the 21 looks like it's ready to come down a little bit, at least to 253. And 253 on the daily is the 21 period moving average, so it actually may come down to 241, which would be, let's see here, 241 would put it at the top of these highs here. So don't chase this to the upside, but wait until it comes down, and if the waves are still up and not turned down, then it'll be a buy. If all the 21s are below zero, then you wait for it to bounce up a little bit, and then you short it. That's the way that works. Okay, Baidu I still like to the downside. Nothing's changed on that. Netflix is kind of doing its own thing. It's hovering in between the 21 and the 8 period moving average on the daily, and on the 21 period cash price, it's kind of moving above and below the T1 line. So it moved below at 58, but then if you were playing this, it was kind of like a 3-day dead move. 56, 57, not a very good move either on a cash price for long or short or for options. Would have been a nice play from 56 up to 59. It's still a small play. I'm waiting for T1 here to go below zero to continue the downside. I still have it on, in terms of the daily, if you're a long-term player, T5 is completely below zero. If you're a long-term holder, I still have a target of 43.80 on this. Okay, as expected, Apple is pegged right at 700. A lot of options in and around there, and it wasn't really going to go anywhere. Up 3, down 3. But one thing I did notice is that the 21-minute cash is starting to move around. If you can see the as it curves down here, the wave, and comes back up again, it's curving down again, and it's also gone below on T1. T2 is below zero. T3 is heading below zero for the first time, and it did not clip zero at this point, but it's going to be completely below zero in a couple candles, so like in the first 42 minutes. And the daily is kind of skimming along this line. So actually I wouldn't be surprised to see Apple come down, and if the market comes down, Apple's going to come down. It's going to come down with it, and it may come down faster than the market because it's been going up faster than the market. So really don't be surprised to see Apple at 680, and it might be time to look for a bounce or a buy in there. MasterCard is at or near its all-time high that happened in April of 2012. I think its all-time high was 467, and its high on Friday, its close on Friday was 459 with a 461 high. So, well, let me see what the daily is here. 461.95 high. So that could be a double top. I'm not really. I don't have an opinion on MasterCard. What I'm really waiting for is to see if this daily period of T5, when it went below zero, if it comes back up and notches below zero again, that's another look at a sell. Right now, I don't have a buy or a sell on this. GLD is matching its old highs. I'm sorry, not its old high. It's February 2012 high of 173.86, and it's basically right at it. This is not one you want to chase. This will come down with the market, because if the market comes down as I think it's going to, then all asset classes will come down, and gold will be one of them. You'll have plenty of time to recapture this to the upside once it sheds a few points. Maybe a good, let's take another look at it if it comes down to one, on the 21 period cash price, when it comes down to 167, 168. Lastly, let's look at Google. Google has an all-time high of about 751, and it closed the day at 733. That was a weekly chart, daily chart, 733.99 with the high of 734. There's no reason to believe this is just going to trickle up. This is not the time to get in it. You can see even from September 12th, which is only 9 days ago, it was 680, and now it's 734, 733. So this is not the time to chase Google. Every stock needs a breather. You can see that it ran up from 674 to 712, so it's 45 points, and this is 55 points from here to here. So you can expect this to come down, especially the action of the 21-minute cash price is kind of like three lower high peaks, a lower high. So this is the peak on T1. This is the cash price. Just follow the red line. This cash price higher. It's lower. Cash price higher. This is lower. So actually, some may come off the top of Google here before it begins its upward trend again, or it could be over. We'll just have to wait and see. I go not necessarily by old highs, but what the waves are telling me. The general waves in the daily, and in the 21 minute. In the case of Apple, I also look at the 1597 because that's a nice daily intraday trade to look at, or trading vehicle to look at. Well, good luck trading, and I will speak to you. I will see you at the next update. Take care.